My love life, my love life has been not just turbocharged but supercharged.
Hello and welcome back to today's special podcast. This is the new series that we are doing, and it's all about Vikas Bhai's journey so far. So,
My dear buddies.
all right. So, for the audience, in the last podcast, we spoke about the beginning, his childhood, his education, and his career, and the challenges that he faced. So, in today's episode, we are going to talk about relationships and love. It will be all about Vikas Rachamalla's untold stories that you might have never heard on the internet. So, where do you want to start, Vikas Bhai? Maybe we can go back 15 years, something like that, or 20 years. It's up to you.
Absolutely.
All right.
And we can also talk about, love and relationships in general because today the most concerned, most important topic for a youngster is not money, is not anything else but relationships. Because people have learned how to earn money to some level, but today relationships have become extremely complicated. And if you go broke with money, you can always earn it back. But when relationships put you down and mentally break you down, then it is the worst nightmare for a youngster.
Absolutely true. Whatever you're saying, it's based on your personal experience as well. So, I am pretty sure people will be able to relate to this podcast. So let's go back in time and we can talk about
Absolutely.
your childhood love that you spoke about in the last episode. For sure, we are not going to name anybody. We are not going to be, bring out any personal details as such, but this is all going to be about your experience and your stories, the untold stories. So, on to you.
All right. So let's take the clock back to 22 years ago. Wow, 22 years. That was the year 2002. And I had met a lady. It was a very interesting meeting. So, in the last episode, I had mentioned that I got back to Hyderabad after quitting aeronautical engineering in Indore. So, I had some time to spend. And at that time, I woke up in the morning and I thought, let's get some corporate experience. Let's work for a company. And I went for an interview and I was sitting along with other candidates. So there was a lady sitting beside me, and beside her, there was her friend. And they were kind of nervous. They were talking among uh, each other and they were trying to learn how to crack the interview. And I was relaxed because I generally don't take much tension anyway. So uh, they asked me, "Hey, are you here for an interview?" Then I looked at them. In my mind, I thought, well, definitely not. I'm here to party. But yes, we all were there for an interview. So then we started talking, and I gave them a few tips how to talk in the interview, even though that was my first interview. But I had attended some personality development classes before that, so that helped me. And that is how I met this lady. And she was of the same age. We both were 18 years old that time. And we became friends and we joined that company. We spent time together. And that time, I had the Pulsar 180, the first generation Pulsar, and people loved it. She loved it too. She liked motorcycles. She was not a motorcycle rider, but She asked me, "Hey, Vikas, can you drop me back home?" This was after quite a few months of us joining that company. And it was my first time taking a girl on my motorcycle. And yes, I dropped her back home. She loved the motorcycle. And I went on to the Necklace Road that time in Hyderabad. We touched 120 kilometers an hour on the Pulsar 180. I still remember everything in specific. So then life went on. I quit that company after 1 year, but she continued working. I started my pilot training, as I mentioned in the previous episode. And it was a very interesting love story. And as I mentioned in the last episode, that a love story can give you everything but takes away one thing, that is your peace of mind. So, that is a trade off that you give when you are in love, especially for a man, because most of the time, women love to give tension. So they don't feel the tension. Men feel it. So life went on. And in the previous episode, I mentioned that in the year 2007, I was unable to continue my flying anymore because of a medical concern. That is, I had an issue with my color perception in between red and green. So at that time, I was 22 years old. Okay, only 22. And she was almost the same, 22. So there was pressure from her family to get married. So if I wouldn't have got married to her at that point of time, well, India was still not the modern day India in 2007. So if I wouldn't have got married to her during that time, her family would have probably forced her to marry someone else, the Indian arranged marriage system. So now what would I do? My whole career came to a standstill because I was unable to continue my pilot training career. And then I had dropped out from engineering. So, although fortunately, what I did is that I did a bachelor's in arts degree uh, just as a formality, so which was a good thing for me to do. So I spoke with my family that now what do I do in case I don't marry this girl? She would be under extreme pressure to marry someone else, and I was deeply in love, and I wouldn't have been able to live without her. Uh, I would have gone mad. And she also reciprocated very, very well. Uh, it's not that I was mad about her and she was not. So she was also at least 95%, if not 100%, but 95% in love. And then, fortunately, because my family was ready to extend financial support to me, uh, I kind of started the preparations of getting married to her. But I still did not have a job that time. So I was waiting to turn at least 23 years old because I thought that 22, who gets married at 22? So I waited till August 2007 and I turned 23. And in August 2007, she and I, we got married. And but it was more of a formality to get married, as I mentioned, to prevent her from getting married to someone else. We lived a very interesting life uh, because after that, in 2007, I had joined monster.com. I got a job there. I was getting paid well. Family support was there. And she was working for Dell computers that time. She was doing very well. And we lived the dream life. We did not have any hardcore responsibilities to take care of. That is, we did not have to feed our families. Our families were able to take care of themselves. We did not have children at that point of time, and we both were earning. And when husband and wife both earn and they do not have immediate responsibilities to take care of, they can do very well in life. So our dream that time was traveling. We traveled so much. We used to travel to a new country every single year, stay there for 15, 20 days. And also within India, we used to travel to a couple of different places. So every single year, two domestic holidays and one international holiday. What a life it was. Life went on, and it was amazing till the year 2016. So, 2016, big, game changer. So you want to ask something in between?
Yes, but I'm just now you said about something uh, different happened in 2016, and I'm pretty sure
Yes.
audience will directly go to this point. They will be curious to know what happened in 2016 that changed or influenced your life in a different way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in between, did you face any
Hmm.
issues in your relationships in between? I mean, till just before 2016, or
Yeah.
anything you want people to learn from that phase? You want to teach people from that phase.
Very good question, Joe. So our relationship, that is my that time lover and wife. So our relationship was awesome. Of course, we faced issues every now and then, but the reason why we were able to enjoy in that relationship was we used to give as much freedom to each other as possible, and we spent very little time on daily basis with each other. Now this is the key. Couples get onto each other's nerves. They try to micromanage each other's lives. Now, when you are an individual who is working for a corporate, who is able to take care of yourself, then in a relationship, you would be able to take your own decisions. Discussions are important in relationships. You can even probably debate on a topic, but arguments are not. So, what happens is that when you try to take decisions on someone else's behalf in a relationship, that causes friction, that causes disharmony, and the other person sooner or later will start to rebel. And when couples try to spend a lot of time with each other, like day in and out, morning to night, they are with each other. Night to morning, they are in the same bedroom. Now, that is happening more and more today because of the work from home culture. And that is one of the primary reasons why relationships are getting stressed. So, the secret of my relationship with my that time wife, the reason why it was good for many years is because she was busy working, I was busy working. So during the weekdays, we would both go to office and work. We would only spend a few hours with each other in the day, and on the weekends, we would have a blast. Saturday we would go out, Sunday we would go out, and when we go on holidays, it used to be exploration and taking care of each other, but never stressing about each other. There's a big difference. Taking care of each other, but not stressing about each other. So, uh, here's the thing, Zoe, because we were friends more than being husband and wife. That is the reason that relationship did well till 2016.
So, you have shared the journey so far, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure people are will be very eager to skip to that 2016 phase.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
Are you okay, comfortable sharing?
Absolutely.
Perfect,
Absolutely.
perfect.
Okay.
So, let's go back to 2016, and we would love to know what happened. We will take lessons from that phase as well. So, if you're comfortable sharing with the audience,
Absolutely.
we would love to hear it.
My life is an open book. I
Perfect.
like to keep it as an open book, because what is there to hide? The moment you are not worried about your downfalls, and never use the word failure in life. There's nothing called failure, you know. I'll explain more about why not to use the word failure later on. But uh, any of my downfalls, I am absolutely open about talking in public. So now, here there was no real downfall as such, but there was a very important and interesting change that happened in the journey of my life that time. So anyhow, 2013 December, Sid was born. And many of you all know Sid, my son. He's been there on many videos of ours. He's a motorcycle lover. Now he is 10 years old. So after Sid was born, a few changes happened. That is, we were unable to be only that awesome friends anymore in the relationship. Okay. The whole dynamics of a marriage change when you have a kid, especially when before the kid happened, your relationship was not a regular traditional marriage setup. It was more of two awesome friends living together and earning their own money and traveling and exploring the world. So after Sid happened, our travel got cut off. And a new, I wouldn't say stress, but a new level of concern that had to be handled got into the relationship. Okay. So, although Sid has been a blessing where he has been a very good kid, he never actually troubled us. But our life went from being awesome friends to taking care of a new life. And that is when life, the way we looked at it, the whole perspective started to slowly change. And I always say this, we humans evolve every 3 to 5 years. It is known as short term evolution. People say in a relationship that, hey, you know what? He changed. You know what? She changed. We don't change, we evolve. The difference between changing and evolving is that evolution is when in the journey of life we learn a few things, we come across a few things, and based on those learnings and based on those experiences, we change the way we think, and what we feel happy about changes, and that can make us a different person altogether. So at that time, I was evolving in a different way, and she was evolving in a different way. Also, here, the point to be noted is that we met when we were very young, 18 years old. Okay. And we got married when we were very young, 23 years old. So now, from meeting at 18 till 2016, that is what? 2002 year to 2016, that is 14 years. In 14 years, we would have, as a human, evolved many times. Our likes, dislikes would have changed. The way we look at life would have changed. And what was happening with me was 2013, YouTube had started in my life, and I got beautifully busy making YouTube videos over the weekend. Whereas before YouTube and before Sid, we both used to go out every single weekend. Every single weekend. And now she got promoted as assistant vice president with a very big multinational Fortune 500 company. And she became one of the youngest vice presidents in that company. So we were not growing as humans parallelly, you know, we were growing in a way we were separating slowly. Our likes, dislikes were separating, our belief system was separating. So we were growing, but slowly away from each other. And this kind of growth can happen even without you realizing. So she would all of a sudden say that, Vikas, I'm not happy. And I would say, hey, I'm there for you. Please let me know, why are you not happy? And she would say, uh, I don't know, you know. And indeed, she did not know. Because when someone has everything in life, they have the money, they have the family, they have the career, and still they feel unhappy, that is because most of the time they do not have an immediate hobby or an ambition apart from their life and career, which I had. That was YouTube. So YouTube was keeping me engaged. YouTube was giving me a new goal to look forward to, but she did not have. So she was probably suffering within her own mind, and she was unable to express it. And we kept growing apart. And in 2016, all of a sudden, she told me that, Vikas, I uh, think I would like to live separately. And probably sometime soon, I would like to leave the country and live in some other country. I said, oh, what? Are you sure? Do you know what you're talking about? She said, yes. And I said, see, I will not be able to quit my job right now and come over with you and live in some other country. So, how do you think this is going to happen? And she said, no, not with you. I would like to do it on my own. And I didn't understand that. I said, what do you mean by that? So she said, probably uh, I am not able to take this relationship forward anymore. We had an awesome life for close to 15 years, and now I wish to live on my own. And I have a policy. The policy is that I do not stop someone from doing something that they truly believe in, even if that brings me pain, even if that destroys my own life, because I treasure my own freedom very highly, and I would like to give similar freedom to another person also. And I said, see, I will not hold you back from what you want to do in your life just because you're married to me. But remember, we have a responsibility now, that is Sid. Sid is here. So, what do you want to do? And as always, it was not easy for her to take a decision. And one day, she simply told me that, because I would like to go to my mom's house, I would like to live there for some time, I would like to learn how to cook. She did not know how to cook at that point because she was busy working and she was doing very well in her career. So she said, I'll go to my mom's house, I'll live there for some time, I'll learn to cook, and later on, uh, I'll move to high tech city, I'll rent a flat there, and then I'll go to some country, and I'll live my life. So I thought, you know what? Let's say okay. I said, go to your mom's house, live there for some time, and and I strongly believed that within 4 5 days or 1 week, she'll come back saying that I can't live in my mom's house. I'm happy living here because I thought she'll come back. But she did not come back. 1 week was over, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. And this is where a major chapter started in my life. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you and tell everyone about this. So you got
Sure,
to say
sure,
something in
brother.
between?
I am just, listening because I have never heard of the whole story, Like I am pretty sure people sometimes they want to open up. So you're opening up
Yeah.
to the your YouTube family, and I'm pretty sure people will be they should feel proud to have seen your videos over the years.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, I spoke about this story on the Telugu channel, and I spoke about it in a very intense manner. So, yep. Anyhow, I'm going to do that again. So, buddies, we got to remember one thing in life. Before I mention about the 2016 story, remember that your primary responsibility after being born on this planet is not to take care of someone else. It is to actually take care of yourself first. Sacrifice is overrated. Only when you are in a situation where you are taking care of yourself, then try to help someone else. And at any point, if you helping someone else is destroying you, you have all reasons, morally and ethically and universally, to walk out of that situation.